Hey, Alec, what you doing?
I'm going through my cards after the Rage of the Abyss sneak peek. You see, I did buy a box because I still support this game. Maybe you should too. Anyway, so the sneak peek was this weekend. I played Plunder Patrol. It was a constructed tournament. And I didn't do well. I lost my first round. I won my second round, and I lost my third round. That does sound bad, but technically it's better than last sneak peek where I lost all three rounds. This time I did win one round against a kind of like stally like Son of Avalon deck. That's what I ended up beating. I lost in the last round to Mimigools, new and improved Mimigools. I played against Mimigools in this past sneak peek. They're a lot stronger now. The Xyz monsters make a huge difference. And they can make it really hard for you to play. But I still had a lot of fun. I had some good pulls at the event. I remember pulled a secret rare Heart of the Blue Eyes just from my sneak peek packs alone. That was a really cool pull, even though it's probably not a very expensive secret rare by anybody's stretch of the imagination. But I play anime decks, so
Yeah,
cool.
we're working on
Happy to have it.
We're working on an anime sort of theme duel.
But the anime isn't the story I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the Diabell Star lore. Because if you can look at it, the vast majority of the cards here are lore cards. Because I was trying to figure out what role the Azamina play in the Diabell Star story. And then I have some cards from Infinite Forbidden here too. So to catch you guys up, if you've forgotten, this story starts off with a girl named Astellar. Well, it starts off with Diabell Star, but at one point she was a girl named Astellar, and she lived in the White Forest or the White Woods with, I don't have an LZ with me right now, but it was with these two older witches and then one other child like herself. And in this forest, there was an evil queen, the Diabell, Queen of the White Forest. I can't tell if this is coming through on camera. It's very shiny.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
But the queen offered Astellar and Elzet this kind of cursed apple. And you can actually see that in a new card from this set, Scourge of the White Forest. She offers them this cursed apple. And in Sururus, it's one of the cards from Infinite Forbidden, you actually see that Astellar and Elzet actually do take that apple. And it seems that brought about the artworks in Woes of the White Forest and Beware of the White Forest, where this kind of shadowy curse corrupts and takes over the denizens of the White Forest. Where's the card? There's another new card from this set. If I can find it. Here it is. Deception of the Sinful Spoils, where you actually see Rusia and Sylvie. They are being bound by these like thorns, and bad things are clearly happening to them. Because this is kind of the last time you even see these characters. When we fast forward to the present day, Diabell Star is being I don't know if these guys are busting out of what looks like a prison or what, but Diabell Star is facing off against these two Azamina monsters, which are strangely very reminiscent of Sylvie and Rusia. So you have Azamina Mu Ricielago, which is very bat-like, and you know.
Sounds like Rusia.
And it sounds like Rusia. And there's even the Sinful Spoils Reseal, I think it's a trap card, that one? Or no, that one's the quick play spell, where all three of those cards are related. And the same is true for Azamina, Ilia, Sylvia, being directly related to Sylvie of the White Forest. And they are confronted by Diabell Star. I don't know if she's stopping them from breaking out of this prison or if there's some other nonsense at play. Because you have to remember that right before this, Diabell Star is confronted by Diabells, who has kidnapped Poplar. And she tried to get Poplar back. She clearly failed. And now this is happening. The next time you see the Diabells is in Azamina Determination. You can actually see she's still holding Poplar, so she did get away. And it seems she's taking Poplar to the Azamina boss monster. Azamina Moa Regina, which looks incredibly similar to Diabelle, Queen of the White Forest. My assumption is, because especially since she has a similar name to Diabellstar and Diabelles, my assumption is that apple cursed the members of the White Forest, but Diabellstar and Diabelles, they kind of just, they survived, and maybe it just became different, but the rest were turned into these, they were turned into sinful spoils. Now, in the artworks of the Azamina cards, you have like the hollowed Azamina. What is this? I'm not 100% sure, but it seems to be a brooch that all of the Azamina monsters have on themselves. You can kind of see these little hollowed Azamina symbols on Regina. You can clearly see it on Sylvia. And it's small, but it's also there on Ricciolago. I think that's the kind of the mark of their curse. And so at first I thought that these were the witches themselves that had been cursed. But we know that the witches were supposed to be turned into the sinful spoils that Diabellstar carries. And then I looked at Azamina's soul, Erishtitan. I'm not sure if I said that right. This one does not resemble any of the witches we've seen. So that kind of throws out the theory that the Azamina are the witches possessed. They all have these kind of tree and branch-like appendages. It reminds me of the thorns that were capturing the witches in... Where'd Deception go? I lost Deception. But it reminds me of the thorns that were capturing the witches earlier. So you can tell that this is very much a part of the Azamina. But when you look at it, it kind of has these blue flames. And that reminds me so much of Snake Eyes.
Yeah, it does look very reminiscent.
Which leads me to believe that Diabelles actually gave Poplar to Regina in the artwork that I can't seem to find in front of me.
I'm looking it up.
No, it's right here. I just lost track of it. Oh, here it is. I think Diabellstar gave Poplar to Regina in this scene, and then they turned Poplar into this Azamina, which means they turn sinful spoils into the Azamina monsters. Now, how does Diabellstar have the sinful spoils and there are also Azaminas of these monsters? I don't know. Maybe
we're getting there.
Yeah, I don't know if the sinful spoils are their abilities just turned into items, and these are maybe their zombified bodies. But I mean, I need more cards to tell, and because Konami refuses to translate the lore books in English for us,
imagine.
Yeah, we just kind of figure this out, and it's a pain. But I have to say, this is still my favorite part of Sneak Peek Weekend. Is when I've traded for all I can get, and I'm looking through the cards, and I'm trying to kind of figure out what's going on. Oh my God, I almost forgot before I'm done with this. This really raw artwork of Guilt of the Sinful Spoils. So in Azamina Debtors, you can tell that she is confronting these two Azamina monsters. And in Guilt, you can see that she has mercilessly crushed those Azamina. One is underneath the paw of her wolf sinful spoils, and you can see the staff the staff section of her scythe is in the chest of the other Azamina. She killed them with prejudice. She took this personally, and this is actually my favorite artwork of this set. And I'm really looking forward to looking into more of the Azamina and the sinful spoil story. So guys, how did you do Sneak Peek Weekend, and what do you think of this story? Is it too confusing to figure out? Have you even bothered looking into it? Or am I completely off base and you have the real answers? Let me know.